independence in myself. After my supernatural adventures had led me to a way too intense flirtation with villaindom, I'd realized I needed to figure out who I was apart from my overbearing, overprotective family, where I was always Evie's tempestuous little sister, the forever baby of the team. And then this potentially thrilling new job had come along, promising actual demon hunting and the kind of on-the-ground research I adore, not to mention the chance to work with Dr. Kaya Lana, founder of the DRG and owner of one of the biggest, coolest brains in the demonology field. And honestly, in the world. At last, I'd be on my own for the first time in my entire life, doing stimulating work that spoke to my very soul, and figuring out what kind of superheroine I wanted to be. "You've got this, BB," my best friend Leah Kim had said right before the move. Like a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, Bea Tanaka 2.0 is going to be epic. Confident in her abilities of emotional projection, kicking ass in her scintillating new job, and definitely not heading down the nefarious evil villain path at all. I appreciated her vote of confidence, and thus far my efforts hadn't been going too badly. Unlike my little Christmas tree self, I was doing my best to not make a scene everywhere I went, to finally blend in. Of course, there were still moments wherein this was an epic challenge. Take today, which started off as a gloriously peaceful morning, then quickly devolved into the kind of chaos I'm generally known for. I popped out of bed at my customary 9 a.m., admired the ridiculously blue Maui sky, and wandered down the street from my teeny bungalow to Kei Okamoto Bakery, a legendary establishment that concocted fresh malasadas and other delectable pastries every morning and stayed open until they sold out, usually a matter of hours. The bakery was the kind of no-frills, no-nonsense joint that always felt just a little bit magical to me. The lighting was dim, the decorations were minimal, and the faded letterboard menu behind the counter hadn't changed in decades. No need for extra bells and whistles, because the sweets were the absolute stars, and the bakery's dedication to craft and sheer passion for pastry provided all the flair required. I was waiting patiently in line with my friend Keala, like I did every morning. Said line was already out the door, but no one was in any hurry. The comforting buzz of idle chatter filled the space as customers meandered forward, everyone stoked to attain their morning sugar rush. The humidity in the air was already strong enough to make my untamable snarl of hair cling to the back of my neck, but I barely noticed. I was fully entranced by the parade of sugary treats jostling for attention in the massive glass case that took up most of the front of the store. Yes, I saw it every morning, but I never failed to be warmed by its welcoming glow. Ah, the cream puff, I breathed reverently, studying the pile of fluffy golden-brown delicacies that had been placed front and center this morning. Why have I never considered the potential majesty of the cream puff? Maybe I'll try that. You had one guava malasada the day you arrived and never looked back. You were all pow, Keala countered, her eyebrows disappearing under her fall of choppy reddish-brown bangs. She gestured to the glass case, which led to a battered old-school cash register perched on a small square of counter space jammed with gum and dusty trinkets for sale. So many of these treats are still waiting for Bea Tanaka to pronounce them so ono, but that malasada will always be your one true queen. Facts, I said, gazing mournfully at the untasted cream puff. Sorry, cream puff, but the contrast between donut-y sweetness and that signature tang of guava jelly is an unreal level of perfection, and I must pay tribute whenever I can. Your expression is so dreamy right now, Keala teased, her impish dark eyes sparkling with amusement. I love that you've maintained a passion for the guava malasada, even after ingesting approximately 5 million of them. You know how people say absence makes the heart grow fonder? I said, as we shuffled forward in line. For me, it's the opposite. Excess makes the heart grow fonder. I can't wait to eat at least 5 million more. This explains so much, Keala exclaimed. Like how you've purchased enough of my rings for your fingers, toes, and possibly other appendages, even though you've lived here for less than a year. You're complaining about